Hi, I'm Chris Sorensen, and for my topic, I wanted to talk about my passions and my hobbies. Let's check out the slide. Okay, as you can see, for me, these things generally boil down to space, music, and adventure. If there was a fourth one, it would be cooking, but we'll get there. The first one, space. There's literally nothing cooler or more inspiring or amazing, pick your adjective, than the universe itself. If you're not hip to just how cool it is, check out the Cosmos series. It picks up the torch from what Carl Sagan started in the 80s, not only sharing amazing information about just how amazing that information is, the universe, but also a way to feel about it, a way it can be a very personal thing. So I think that's really cool. Other things about space, I mean, making the vehicles, the spaceships. My favorite Apollo mission is Apollo 8. Little diagram here. All the space missions are amazing all the way up through today and in the future. Here's a 3D rendering of the Juno spacecraft that circled around Jupiter recently. Got some amazing photos and data. Within the atmosphere, amazing machines include the likes of what comes out of Skunk Works. Like they made, the SR-71, the U-2, the stealth fighter, and really, really inspirational. Um, Aerospace is definitely where I want to be. So that's my first passion: space, aerospace, all of it. My second passion is music. Actually, between the ages of 15 and 25, that was the center of my life. I even got my bachelor's degree in performing guitar. Here's a photo of me performing on my senior jury, your Kobayashi Maru of a music degree, so to speak. And I even worked in recording studios for a couple of years, had my own bands. Here's me recording. Here's my own little production house I had for a while. So music was definitely a huge part of my life. Well, it still is. And that's really the best thing about it is that even though I'm pursuing science and engineering now, I'll always have music with me. And that's really cool. When I do listen to music myself, my favorite bands include RX Bandit, Snarky Puppy, should also put on Lettuce and Soul Live, and more artists really into jazz these days. So guys, obviously Miles Davis, John Coltrane, of course, Bill Evans, modern guy Bill Lawrence or Bob Reynolds, more modern guys like Russell Malone, Jeff Beck. So lots of amazing music out there to be inspired, and I'm thrilled that I'll always have a deeper appreciation for music from all of my time spent in it. So, and then on to hobbies. My main hobby is adventure. That's kind of an all-encompassing word for me, but the best way that that manifests is in my trail running experience. So these photos on the left are from various trail running adventures. These two are from the summit of a mountain called Mount Baldy in the San Gabriel Mountains in California. I lived in Los Angeles for 7 years doing all of my professional music, and the mountains in that area are amazing. Mount Baldy happens to be the tallest one in this particular mountain range, but I hiked and ran many others, including Mount Wilson, which was also tied into space because that's where Hubble discovered that our galaxy is not the only one. So I also enjoy how my different hobbies will overlap with each other. Not only can you run to places that have scientific significance, you can play instruments that have historical significance, and the engineering behind those instruments is amazing. So it all ties together. Up here in the left, again, more hobbies. This is from my first ultra marathon finish, where it was a 33-mile race in the San Bernardino Mountains in California, and I finished in 8 hours, 17 minutes. Ultra running is the niche sport that I follow, and it's fascinating to see what people are capable of. If it's not any of those things that I've already mentioned, again, it's probably cooking. For example, I'm a huge fan of the Great British Baking Show, Chef's Table, a lot of what Gordon Ramsay has made, and it's fun to talk about food. A lot of what my interests come down to is the fact that if I love something, I want to find the best version of it or figure out how to make it myself. To end this video, I'll show you a couple of props. My love for science largely comes from inheriting a lot of science fiction from my mom as a kid. This is just, oh, Ender's Game made its way in there, but that's mostly Asimov. Here's a giant Lego model of the Saturn V rocket I got for Christmas. It's amazing. Also, I'm an unabashed nerd. You may have figured that part out on your own. Here's a cool guitar. It's my SG, old reliable, so to speak. And I even still, again, the crossovers. It's music and it's space. I added that little planet glow in the dark bit at the top. Space calendar, keyboard. It all ties together. But that's really why I wanted to talk about this in the first place. Is that my passions and my hobbies they overlap with each other. They overlap categorically, and it's me just being excited about life because life itself is really, really exciting. All right.